to cruel demise. At the hands of Schmuel, there is only one rule. He'll take your ass down if you think you're cool. He's secretly a lizard from the CIA. Hi, my name's Schmuel. Do you wanna play? These three words, they're the ones that I live by. With bug eyes, there's nothing that he can't find. We all fly, don't give Buckman the stink eye. Do or die, Schmuel Buckman's a no guy. Schmuel rock and roll, Schmuel rock and roll. Go toe to toe with Buckman, he will eat your freaking soul, no doubt. It's Schmuel rock and roll, it's Schmuel rock and roll. Schmuel rock and roll. We get bucked with Buckman. We know you're up to something.
Gotcha. I just thought I would do that just for the hell of it. Um, so there we go. Hey, it's Schmuel. It's Tuesday night. Welcome everybody. Uh, hopefully have a decent show lined up for you. We'll have Mr. Hughes joining us from Ireland in a little bit, and DJ Electra as we go through relationships. And the public airing of dirty laundry just seems to be a little ridiculous to me. But what can you do? And then we'll see how it goes. And maybe some point we will send Mersh a link and see what we can get. See if he'd like to join us. But Jesus, what a week! We've had Karmic, Felicia, Mersh, Ethan, Ralph, Pot Awful. Everybody is in on this, and my God, it's killing me. So I put up earlier Ozone had put up a tweet that went something along with like with all the shit going on in the Dabbleverse, he was prepared to retire, and I took a week off. The karmic thing, just he's such a little pussy, and you know I'm friends with Pat. We all know that, and the whole Felicia thing was a mess. But a man, like an adult man, does not do to their girlfriend what karmic has been doing, re- regardless of what she's done to somebody else before. And there we go. Gentle lows. No one breaks up with Schmuel. Untrue, untrue, my dear. I've been broken up with many times, but I so am not going to come on stream and talk about it. I'm not going to share how I cried and laid in bed. I mean, come on. So, like, can we like start being adults, please? And I'm getting I think that's where I'm getting weary, and I see the karmic thing behaving like a child, Ethan Ralph behaving like a child, Pod Awful behaving like a child, just on, and I am like, it's time, guys. Could you just fucking grow up a little bit? And Jesus Christ, and I do laugh because I am surprised at the number of people that are enjoying it, and so there we go. Slow mode and mid roll ads. I don't know who's advising you, Schmuel, but they're leading you far, far astray. Thank you, Chris Mack. Are we on some sort of slow roll? Hold on, please. If we are, that okay, that's off. Sorry. I was playing around with shit either, so let's just go. Kinky Loco, H2BH, H2BH, pizza. All right, you got me. You got me on that one. Yeah. So look, man. Obviously, I've been broken up with. I've broken up. I've done a lot of things, but this is we're in silly category. I was just listening to the Mersh clip from Misery Loves Clips. Um, and I'm just like, dude, this is pathetic. You're like the tough guy that's supposed to be, you're advising all of us what to do. You're constantly telling people what to do, and you got to be kidding me, right? I mean, this is like I was gonna lay in bed all day and cry. I mean, seriously. It's really it's I don't, dude, dudes, all of you. I don't I don't know where to go. All right. So, uh, my last week, not that you care, has been spent avoiding much of this shit. I did the other night turn on Brennan's show, or I saw it, and I was like, I saw all the faces, right? It was just filled with people, and I was like, oh my god, let's turn this off. Let's turn this off. And so I did, and pretty pathetic. Pathetic might be a word that comes up a lot tonight, and I really can't help that. All right. So against advice, we're going to go with. I have been advised against my roll call, but I like my roll call. So you got Panhandler here. Panhandler will be on with us later this week. Tim 422. Uh, we've all been down that route. Been divorced once already. Next. Um, I've been divorced twice, and the first time I got married, I was like 18 years old, right? And it was a mistake, admittedly. And both of us were just like 18. We were away from home. It was the way we could live together. We got married, and literally, I think probably less than a month into it, she decided she didn't want to be into it anymore. And it was over. And I was, mortified. This was my girl from home. I was in love, all that cool stuff. Somehow I have to figure out how to turn off the fan on my computer. Did D D D D. We lost internet connection there for a minute. Um, let's hope we're back. If it weren't for my problems, I don't know what would go on. All right, we're going to have to. Um, I may have to reboot the router. So if you lose me for a second, I'll be right back. All right. Sorry, I didn't have to do that. Uh, yeah. Somebody mentioned the military. Yeah. So what happens in the military is, if you're married, you don't have to live in the barracks. You can live off base, and they give you separate rations, and it's kind of like welfare. When you have an extra kid, you get more money. So it was kind of like that. And got married, girl from home, blah, blah, blah. She didn't want to be there. Her parents didn't want her to be married. She left pretty quickly. Um, and I guess technically I'm not divorced because the marriage was annulled, but it lasted on the books a year and a half, maybe. I guess it just took a really long time to do it. Um, so I don't know, but I still I'm watching the events of the last week between Mersh and our boy Karmic, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, I was 18. I was heartbroken. My world was ending, and I didn't behave that badly. So, the hell? Uh, so there we go with that. Yeah, and then look, I shouldn't say, I'm going to say we all, but somebody will say, who's all? But we've all been through pretty shitty breakups, right? At least I have. I mean, I know that there was like times when I was like super in love back in the 90s. I was 32ish, 33ish. Um, met a girl, was in love, dated for, I don't know, 8 or 9 months. We talked about getting married. Um, and then we decided we were getting married just before she was going on a work trip. And she broke up with me, obviously, when she was away. She was on some long, long trip. And yeah, it was, I hurt, it was painful, the whole bit. Um, I did not take to the airwaves, not that there were any back then, but that also meant I didn't go into bars and talk about it. I wasn't sitting on the subway next to random people saying, "I'm hurt. Um, I I can't get past this." Uh, so I just don't. I'm having trouble with this one. And Mr. Panhandler, I feel badly for Mersh. Sucks, man. I did send Mersh a, I guess we'd call it a sympathy note this morning. Um, and yeah, it was cold, right? The way she did it, I actually have it here, and we'll put it up, and we'll read it. I'll try to do my best ice dancer voice if I can. Let me just see if I can get it on the screen here. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. All right. Let us go back here. And let's share screen. And let's just say entire screen. Hopefully I don't have any porn in the background and we'll be all good. Add to screen. Hell did I do? Why did the music start? That's insane. All right. Oh, I know why. I'm gonna go here, go here. Jesus. Sorry, kids. All right. So let me spotlight that bad boy. So apparently, I'm spotlighting the good-looking guy, not the text. Apparently, Mersh got this at 4 a.m. in the morning. Um, oops, I think I am. I might have to been doing something bad. Let me full screen that and make this. Will be better. There we go. Spotlight. So he says he got this at 4 a.m. Um, it looks like a DM on Twitter. Just so you know, if you send me a DM on Twitter at 4 a.m., uh, I'm not going to get it until the next day. But we really need to read this because this is like of all the ways that you could break up with somebody. This uh, a DM, a text. I guess a text is just as bad, but a DM or a Discord message or something is really bad. So it's text. I'm really sorry for doing this over text, but I have been thinking and I just feel I can't do this. I hope you don't hate me and I understand if you do, but I want to thank you for loving me. Everything between us was real to me, and I know that you let me in, and I know how special and rare that is. But I also feel like there has been this pressure on me even when you aren't trying to put it there. And I think that is a problem. I don't know. I feel exhausted all the time over the relationship. Even when you try to make it easy, it's just a lot. And I don't think I should feel that way. And I don't want to keep making you feel like an obligation either, because that's unfair to both of us. I hate that I'm doing this, and I'm really sorry. I just don't think dragging things out anymore is good for either of us or either of us. I won't really be active online at all. So this isn't some attention thing or anything like that. I just genuinely need space. And I think it's better if I leave you alone and we end it. Hope you understand. I am sorry. Um, all right. So look, a million things could be honest, but saying to me, um, uh, I just genuinely need space is not what a person who genuinely needs space does just before they jump into somebody else's bed. So I I don't know where we go. So let's pull up some chats and remind everybody that we have super chats and super tips at supertip.gg/Buckman. If you'd be so kind or you feel so inclined, and we've actually figured out a way that I can see them. So we've got that. Um, and let's pull up Butterdick Jones. Like, I know she uses the excuse of being autistic, but I'm actually on the spectrum and I still can't understand not just doing it in person. Um, Butterdick Jones, interesting. Look, doing it in person um, is the right way to do it, and it's the best way to do it. But I don't know that people think a lot of people are chicken, and I also think my world, because I'm so much older than you guys, is different than than your world. We couldn't do a text or a DM or any of that stuff, right? Um, the best thing for us would be you could do a phone call, you could send a letter, you could write a note, but uh, look, one time I had wanted to break up with somebody, and I was going to write them a note, and I actually mentioned it to a therapist, and the therapist was like, seriously, like you got to be kidding. It's time to man up. And I love you guys. Roy Cohen, Carrier Pigeon. I think that was Apple actually said Carrier Pigeon first. Um, Somebody put up Pony Express. Uh, all sorts of stuff. Um, I'm going to welcome in DJ Electra as we pop into this. Good evening, DJ Electra.
Hi, Schmuel. Sorry I'm late. How are you?
Good. No, you're not. You're not late at all. You're perfect as
Okay.
always. And uh, hopefully, I have. I have. It's funny. I did this prep sheet and whatnot, and it says, "Do not do a sound check on air or ask how your sound is." But how's my sound?
Say the alphabet for me real quick.
Are you kidding?
No, I'm serious.
I can't. I'm not saying the alphabet.
You don't
but
remember
I will,
the alphabet?
I will read things. But again, I'm
Okay.
old. I'm
Okay.
old.
All right. I get it. Just say check 1 2 1
Check,
2.
check. 1 2 1 2.
So it's okay, but then it's like good, but then it goes down. So
Yeah, it's because I'm using the old hypercardioid mic, so I have to speak into it.
okay. So it's very up and down. So I would warn you about that. So
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
but it's better than I've heard you before on other shows. So
Thank you. Well, I took your advice.
done.
DJ Electra gave me some advice this week on my sound and helped me out, and so I'm working on it. And here we go.
that's all you can do is work on it.
$3 super tip from American Cupcake. Buckman defending Joey. We are done. I'm sorry, Cupcake. Thank you for the $3. Later on tonight, I'll get into that once we get all past the other stuff. I have a little Joey C thing I need to do. So,
Oh, really? Are you a Joey supporter for press?
I'm his nemesis.
Oh, got it.
Joey does not like the Schmuel star, and at all, and it's actually pretty funny. He gets because I keep asking, my question that I ask of people is why are you like interviewing this guy like he's serious? Like this is ridiculous. He's a 60-year-old man. This is like a chaotic quest or something like that. It's just bullshit. And I'm like, hey man, like let's call it out for what it is. But Joey gets mad at me for that because as every day goes by, he really thinks he's going to be president. So
Well, I think you're right, and I wish him the best of luck.
I wish him the best of luck. He thinks I'm doing it because I don't like him, and I'm doing it because I do like him. Because I think that I don't know what it is, but there's something there with him. And it could be positive, but it's like, as has been said about other people, whenever there's a fork in the road, he takes the wrong one. And this is like his daughter's getting out of prison this week. I mean, it's like there's just so many things that he could be doing, and this just seems just silly to me. But what can I say?
Right. Well, we've had some other interesting presidential hopefuls, so yeah, he wants to make a change for the better, and I do like that.
I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that at all. But the odds of getting on the Florida ballot are almost zero. No independent candidate has ever gotten on the ballot in Florida without using paid signature gatherers. The
Right.
companies that gather signatures.
Yeah, so that would cost a lot of money, and which he probably doesn't have. But I mean, if he
Right.
doesn't try, then what is he doing? Fucking try something, put yourself out there. I'm glad he's trying.
But we did make Bob Levy and I made a suggestion to him at one point, which was, and not too long ago, which was find one project in your neighborhood like find one thing that you could change, that you could affect,
Uh-huh.
and do that, and work towards that. But no, he's going to run for president. And it's funny because when you say, why are you running for president? Like, why didn't you run for a local office? He said, well, I'm a felon. I'm not allowed to run
Right.
for local office. And you're
That is
like,
correct.
okay, but you can run for, congressman. It's like, why start at president? But
I don't think he can run for Congress either.
yeah, he can. He can run for any federal office.
Oh, okay.
So I double and triple check that. Yeah, you can run for Congress. Congress has always been full. The House of Representatives
It's full of
has
felons,
always,
of course. I should have
always
known.
been full.
Duh.
Always been full of felons. Do you know who Alcee Hastings is?
Yeah.
He was thrown off the court for corruption. He was a federal judge, thrown off for corruption, ran for and became a congressman, and has been a congressman forever.
Yep. There's so much corruption. It blows my mind.
Yeah, yeah, and the part of we get the guys on here saying, shitting on politicians. This is every country in the world, so probably in the grand scheme of things, we have fewer than other places. So the ones that we have kind of stand out more.
Right.
you know,
Schmuel, is there a dial on your microphone that changes it to different settings?
What would you like me to do, my love? Tell me.
Is there like a little dial on there on your microphone?
No,
No, there's not. So it's just set one way.
I could use motive mix.
Because a lot of the cardioids usually have different patterns. So there's like one that's in the front, one that's both sides, one that's front and back.
No, it's through it's a XLR, right? And it's
Uh-huh.
through the little device that hooks into the XLR, the Shure MV like 2 thing, and then it goes to a USB-C cable.
Uh-huh.
I have settings I can change if you want to tell me how to do it. Let's try this.
What do you have? What settings do you have?
Is that any better?
Yes.
Is it? Okay. All right. I just put it on auto settings.
Now it's too
So-
high though. It's too high now.
All right. Well, we can that part we can take care of. Hold on. Let's do this. This is
We might
You
as well
know?
do it since I started out helping you with it. We might as well finish it, right?
it's like
Even though we're
boomer
live.
podcasting. How's
Yeah.
that?
It's still too high.
Still too high. All right, we're gonna go.
This is better. This is better.
All
Talk
right,
a little
hang
bit.
on.
Talk a
All
little
right, I'm talking and we're moving and we'll get there. Hold on one
I
second.
think this is good, and it's not dropping out like it was before. So you guys,
Okay.
let us know in chat how his sound is.
Yeah, as if my chat's always gonna be like.
It's too high again. It's too high again.
Yeah,
That
well,
auto, it just wants to boost it way too high. It just overmodulates it. No good.
All right, how about that?
It's dropping.
Is that
out
any
again.
better?
Do you have compression or a limiter or?
Yeah, I do. As a matter of fact, they should
Okay.
be.
Is compression on?
Hold, please. Auto level. Hold on. How about we do this? How does that sound? Is that better?
Actually, what'd you do?
It's on auto level, but when I go down into monitor mix, it gives me a mic level I can turn down.
Oh, okay. I
So
think, yeah, that's not gonna keep going up and up and up and up. Then I think it sounds okay.
no, I think it's great. I think this will work.
Okay, perfect.
So there we go. And they
Solving
need to.
problems left and right, Schmuel. Look at you.
They need to hear me clearly. All right, let's get this Johnny Mac for $5.15. Buckman, I say this with peace and love, but Electra's eyes look more genuine than yours. Something is frighteningly wrong with your filters. Um, I don't have filters, but I do think this is the Osba Tiny 2 camera, and I think it has like automatic eye tracking. And
Oh,
I'm reticent to try to turn it off midstream because I will likely turn myself off. But thank you for the $5.15, John Mac. And I will say that my eyes, that's the money maker. If it weren't for these bulging old man eyes,
that's right.
I'd
You
be a
have a
nobody.
stare that could scare children away. No, I'm just kidding.
I do.
I'm totally kidding.
I do.
No, it's
I do.
it's you though. It's very you, and that's cool. Like you're original. Nobody else has that stare.
They they try to imitate it, I will say.
I bet.
But when you meet me in person, that's like it's so funny when I go to events and I meet people in person. They're like, "You have eyebrows. You have eyelashes. Wait, you have eyelids. Like, what is it? What is it?" So, I think what happens is it's just the way my affect, I guess you would call that. So, the final boss for $1.99. Obligatory rate Schmuel 1 to 10, and vice versa. Thank you for the $1.99, but I have no idea what that means.
He wants me to rate you 1 to 10, and I'm gonna say his audio right now is at about a 7.5. I think we can still do some improvements, but it's better than it was for sure.
Well, yeah, we'll do some show and then we'll do some improvements as we move along. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
And let's put up this wise ass. Panhandler, $5 super tip. Thank you. Why will this broad show her sloppy tits on X, but not her face?
They're not sloppy, they're retarded tits, okay? And because that's what, Karmic said he wanted. That's why I said that. And I never post anything with my tits and my face in the same picture, like duh. That's just not smart, once it's on the internet, it's out there. But nobody can prove that's me. I can, but nobody else can. So, we have that.
All right. I do have to ask a question though.
Sure.
Those are your tits?
Yes.
Okay. Now I'm amazed. Because I literally just assumed, it was the internet and you'd found those someplace else.
Nope. I actually made that video for somebody else months ago, never sent it. And then when Karmic was saying that on his live when he was all hammered, I was all, well, I clipped it. And then I said, well, this has to happen. This comedy gods demand it right now.
Yeah.
So.
I wouldn't describe them as hilarious, but fantastic is a word that comes to mind. So
Okay, thank you.
we'll go with that. Even for an old man, I can appreciate those things. Yeah. But Panhandler, poor Panhandler. He lives for that stuff.
Oh, for what? Tits?
For tits. You've streamed with Panhandler, so
No,
know, right?
I have not. I don't think I have.
Oh, really? Because all he does is complain about women, right?
Okay. Well, yeah, he
there's-
complains about me in chat all the time, so I figured.
right? They're stupid. They're this. They're that. But the reality is, on the other side, he's like always like, yeah, she's a really nice girl and whatever. So when you talk to him personally, it's like he's very different than the man he is on air. So I think he's I think he's one of those keyboard tough guys, but inside he's a sweetheart.
So you think he's playing a character?
I don't know. He's hard to figure out. It might be a character, but I think it's really how he feels when he's doing it. But I think that he's got softness that he doesn't know about.
So he has social graces, so he's nice in person, but in reality, you think that's what he thinks in his head, that he hates women?
No, I think it's the other way around. I think he thinks that he's supposed to hate women, and
I see. Okay, yeah.
and that's what we're supposed. But when you meet him in person, you're like, I don't think he really hates them.
Okay,
But
yeah.
I don't know if that makes any sense. But
It does.
Connor for $5. DJ, is Buckman's hatred towards women coming through loudly enough? We think he was molested in his mid-40s.
Oh my god. Wow, Connor. I like your hat, Connor. No, he's very respectful.
Yeah, and I like women, so sorry guys. It's funny that comes up though, the women thing. So I really wanted to talk to you tonight about the relationship stuff that we've been seeing with Karmic and Mersh and whatnot. But I think I'll start off with Chad and Ray. and those guys. So I was watching. I was watching something last night. I don't remember whose stream it was, but there's the Chad is gay. Chad is gay. Because he doesn't have a girlfriend. He doesn't date those things. Same
Doesn't
thing
he
with
have a
rape.
fake girlfriend?
He did, yes.
He did.
Yes.
Okay. Did she? R.I.P. fake girlfriend. I guess she died or something. But
There
okay.
was there was a Thanksgiving incident
Ooh.
that that created problems, and part of the problem with Chad is, look, Chad, because he's such this inveterate liar, he tells these stories that don't make sense. Then he gets himself into it more deeply, and then he tries to explain it more. So what could have been just a simple, yeah, we had a fight at Thanksgiving, something that happens all the time. We wound up with this very long story that nobody believed.
Well,
And
he seems to me to be a compulsive liar. And once you start lying, you are on the train of lies and you have to keep up. He can't fucking keep up with his own lies. So it's just he constantly is spiraling out of control and speaking over his own lies. He can't even keep up with it. He can't keep them straight. So that's the number one problem there. Well, I actually I don't know if that's the number one problem. There's a few.
yeah, I do remember advice I was given as a kid, something along the lines of, if you tell the truth, you never have to worry about remembering it.
Exactly. Because
And
you have the truth on your side and you will always remember the truth.
right, even if it's bad.
Yeah.
As NJ Ranger puts it, a hyper train of lies, if you
Yeah.
will.
Oh, yeah. The hype train. Hype train of lies. Exactly.
Hype
MJ.
train, yeah.
You are correct. He doesn't
And
have a goal. He has a hype train of lies for sure.
all right,
And
but
that's kind of crazy.
yeah, no, it's absolutely, look, it's absolutely insane. I have this feeling that if he didn't have Kevin Brennan in his life, he'd have no one, because Kevin really does simp, sweep, whatever the term is these days for him. It's like Chad is a complete mess, but Kevin is always like, well, he's got. It's like, no, no, no. It's like, you guys are wrong. And then he does the thing with, everybody knows Chad, when they wanted Chad to prove he had a girlfriend, he showed a brush on screen.
A
And of
brush.
course,
A hairbrush?
a hairbrush, which was brand new, like just stolen from the CVS around the corner.
Oh, my God.
And it's like, if you asked any guy to say, show me something of your girlfriend or your wife or whatever, there's a million things, right?
Right.
And
A shirt, a purse, so many things. But a hairbrush?
and shower stuff. I mean, there's always shit in the, like
Right.
a
Shower
a
stuff.
shower poof for I mean,
Yeah. Yes.
something. But it's just like the logic of going and getting a hairbrush, and of course, because he had the hairbrush, he had led the story on because he wanted to get asked for proof,
Hmm.
and that was his proof, and it made it worse for him. But I'm noticing in the Dabbleverse there are guys that are like in their 50s that don't seem to have had a relationship in a long time, that I believe are straight heterosexual guys, that are celibate. And I don't want to call them incels, because I think that would imply they're in their basement hiding and whatnot.
Well, incel means involuntarily celibate. So if they had a choice, they would not be celibate. But based on who they are or how they act or whatever, I don't know all the variables, but they are involuntarily made celibate. They're not getting any. So they don't have to be in a basement. They don't have to hate women actually either. The pure definition is that they are just involuntarily celibate, but most of them do hate women and a lot of them are in basements.
My view of them is the when I think of the involuntarily celibate, I don't think about the guy that's out there trying or would accept a relationship. I more picture the guy who's like doesn't like he claims to not like women,
Have you ever
but
studied this at all?
the first girl that came around, a little bit, not a lot.
So usually they are think that they are entitled to like the most beautiful woman of their dreams. But they can't get her. So then they get angry. And then they become, angry at all women, basically. Because they really hyper focus on like the hottest chick of their dreams. They might be a normal person. They might not be fucking Tom Brady, whatever. But like they might have to accept a normal woman, but they don't. They don't want that one. They want the freaking perfect one, which they can't have. And so then they become angry at all women.
Okay, Roy Cohen for $1.99. Send David the link. This is boring as fuck.
Who's
Thank you
David?
for the
Thanks,
$1.99.
Roy. Thanks for the $1.99.
That would be Mr. Sarah.
Oh, Dave Sarah. I like Dave Sarah.
Yeah, he's a regular on here. He's
Oh,
actually the
nice.
guy. He's actually the guy that got me into streaming. If it weren't for Dave
Oh,
Sarah,
cool.
none of this would have been possible.
Oh yeah, I think I
Um,
talked to him and he said he was kind of trying to help you out with your setup and everything.
he is. He did a lot. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, he did a lot for me in the beginning, but
Awesome.
Dave is so hyper that
Mm.
it's hard to like focus with anything. And so he just moves from one thing to the next, and it was like
Yeah,
I
like you
wanted to.
think the cocaine would help him, but apparently no. He needs different medication. Cocaine still makes him hyper, but he could get on something else, Adderall or whatever. Maybe then he could chill. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe, but very good dude, and what do you call it? And again,
Yes.
was really helpful. And in the beginning, when I was getting horribly trolled, um, he was the one that was like, "No, that's great." That's great. I was like, "Oh, okay. It's fine." Because it was I watch guys come on the internet for the first time and then they're shocked at how mean and nasty people are, you know? And you could take it to heart. And Sarah's like, "No, that's stupid." And I was like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
you
okay."
gotta get over that.
Yep, yep. All right, so back to our uncelibate guys,
Good.
right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Um so do you think that like the internet? I mean, I know people always say the Dabbleverse. My research, for lack of a better word, has indicated to me that the Dabbleverse isn't much different than a lot of other communities.
Correct. I've been in other communities that were actually worse than the Dabbleverse, if you can believe that, as far as doxing and all of that goes, trolling, all of that. So I wasn't really in, but I helped some creators that were in those communities, and yeah, it was actually worse than the Dabbleverse. So it is very common. Yeah, I was talking with Blind Mike about this earlier on my show that it's like the internet was supposed to elevate society and help solve problems, but it really has created a whole other set of problems and shown a whole side of society that is just disgusting and dark and very bad.
Back when I was in college, sort of pre-internet days and stuff, one of my professors was convinced that when we would all be able to vote, like electronically, like every citizen could vote, we wouldn't need Congress, we wouldn't need the Senate, we wouldn't need the president, because the people would be the ones, then and the best of society would come out in that way. And boy, was he wrong.
Yeah.
So,
And China does that. I think it's China that they do allow the citizens to vote in most of the elections. So instead of just electing an official and having them represent you, they get a link to vote for a lot of the different, whatever they call them. I don't know what they call them there, but I don't know. I don't think that would work here.
well, they also know in China who you're voting for,
Yeah, and
right?
they watch you, and you're back. They are on your back. Like if you fuck up and you vote for the wrong person, they are gonna come and find you, and probably like you're gonna get roughed up or something.
Yeah, and look, China has a social credit score things, and I've read about like guys on the internet that troll other people get prohibited from riding the train for a month. Um, so it's
Yeah.
a it's a very different society.
And that's crazy, but in some ways, it's like we almost need that. We almost need daily punishments and incentives for people because this whole prison thing is not enough of a deterrent for them to not commit these crimes. And so, because they think they're going to get away with it. I don't know. But someone's saying, read Connor's comment. And do you want me to read it real quick?
Sure.
It says, Chad's self-esteem is so correctly low that even his made-up friends desert him. Oh, that's sad. That's a sad place to be. But
That's brutal. So would you classify Chad as like an incel?
I don't know him well enough, and I don't watch his shows at all. I think I've watched maybe twice, just for a few minutes here and there. But I think that the lying is a bigger problem. And honestly, with the way that he is, I think he's doing society and women a favor by not dating.
It's funny.
Like, really, he's keeping himself out of the dating pool. Thank you, Chad. Stay out of it. We don't want to come across you and date you. Like, nobody should be submitted to that. Like, that would suck.
See, I disagree. I think that there's probably some woman out there that's like perfect for Chad.
No
Would
one is going to fix Chad. Chad needs
help
to
him.
fix Chad first. No. It's not our job to fix the man. He needs to be a whole person first before we're going to date him. Because otherwise, he's going to just bring her down and, fuck her up. I don't know.
So
Turn her
you're
into a
not
psycho.
so you're not in the camp that says, two halves make a whole.
No.
You, right? You think he's
No,
got to
and I
have.
don't think you have to be 100% perfect or anything. There's nobody that's perfect. We're all a little crazy. But you have to find your brand of crazy, and you also have to have your shit together enough. And the lying and the thieving, I could sing a Beastie Boys song right now, but I won't because I'm not a good singer. But he just, it's better that he's just not dating anybody. I really think he's doing women a favor.
See, yeah, I disagree. I think in Florida he could find somebody that would totally work for him.
Yeah, that would
And
end badly. That would probably end in like a murder-suicide. I see that for him.
I think it would end in a breakup. I don't think it would end in a
Uh,
murder-suicide.
he's got sociopathic tendencies, and I'm not diagnosing anyone at all. This is for entertainment purposes only.
Yes. Tim's Totality celebrates 1 month of membership. Thank you, Tim. Well, Electra, watch out for Z-Man's retaliation. Oh, yes, you will hear it now.
No,
And
I won't even be listening. Don't worry. I'll never hear it. If
yeah,
you
I'm
can
not.
send it to me, I won't listen to it, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I feel like the thing with a guy like Chad is he's never had anybody hold him accountable.
Hmm.
And I just think if there was somebody to like, I could picture a girlfriend who would start holding him accountable, and that might change things.
But then she's going to turn into his mommy. You don't want, that's not healthy either. You don't need to be in a relationship where you have to have a mommy to wipe your ass, and make sure you do the right thing. No, that should be on you, not
Right.
on the woman that you're dating. That's not a healthy relationship. That's codependency. That's bad.
Right. I'm not disagreeing with you, but I would imagine that there's got to be like a female version of Chad, that the two of them could sort of get together and maybe overcome.
They will end up in prison or dead. I swear. I mean, you want to amplify those qualities in him by bringing him together with a woman that's just like him? You want to amplify those qualities?
I don't know. I think he would learn them. Reverend Rage, what dab show has most dox trolls? Onions, TSN, MLC. I don't have an answer to that.
Spurgtopia. The turn.
The turn. Spurgtopia is for families. Yes. When I first started streaming, I was constantly asked to join Spurgtopia. Oh, you should join Spurgtopia. And I was like, no, I think I'll pass. I think that wound up being a good decision. Gentle Love celebrates 1 month membership. Schmuel is back, bitches. Oh, thank you, Genta. I took a week off. Unexpected, but the karmic thing coming back and particularly the karmic thing, I was like, I need to get away from this. This just isn't healthy. So
Really? Wow. So you were kind of so invested in it that it was almost unhealthy for you.
I wasn't invested. This is the whole thing. Is like I wasn't invested in it, and then I started to get invested, and I was like, um, I don't want to be invested because I was like listening to Karmic and look, I know all the Felicia stuff with Dixon, right? So there's a lot of history for Felicia,
Well, there's 3 sides to every story, so you know 1 or 2 of
right?
those sides. Okay.
But I could not help listening to Karmic thinking he was full of shit, um, and that the problems that he had and created were self-created problems, and blaming I'm very much into like be a man, like do the right thing, and coming on saying that your ex is a stinky pussy is not something that a man should be doing.
It's
That's
childish. It's very childish. Yeah, I agree.
my opinion. Electra, I noticed sparks between you and Stealth Chaos. Tim's totality for $2.
Oh,
Uh,
Stealth Chaos is just he's cool. He's I don't know what he is. I just met him that one time on Karmic show.
he's very much an odd. He's very much an odd dude.
And
Um,
I like kind of weird people, so like if I'm out somewhere, like the weirdest person will always come up to me and be like somehow want to talk to me. So I get it. Like bring them on. I'm a nurse. People are my thing. I like people. I like learning about people. I like meeting new people. And then I'm also an introvert, so then I have to go home and like chill for days.
when I
But
when I met when I met my wife and she started meeting my friends, she was like, "Do you have any normal friends?" Like, because I enjoy the oddballs too. Um, and what about what she said about him, Schmuel? We're talking about Felicia and Karmic. Um, my feeling was is that they're 2 children, right? And she was just responding to the things that he said. She hadn't said anything until he started talking.
yeah, they
Um,
are both contributors to this problem. They should never have been dating. Did you see my background here? Hold on. So this is the show that I just did, episode 1, dating is a crime in the Dabbleverse. Like these people, I know they should not be finding each other. They are not broken doesn't fix broken. Okay? So she has her issues. She brought them to the relationship full well knowing that he had addiction tendencies, whatever, I'm not diagnosing, but she knew that. And she decided she needed to change that.
she's
Okay.
a savior, right?
Right. But that's not healthy. The person that does that is because they are I can't even what's the word I'm looking for right now? I can't even think of the word. Talk for a sec,
Okay,
I'll think of it.
but they're not healthy. I agree, but I also think that thinking that they're going to fix themselves before they start dating is not going to happen. So it's like the best of the worst choices, I guess. You
Just be
know,
fuck buddies. Be friends with benefits then. And don't fucking get in a relationship and try to pretend like you can make that work.
I can't picture Karmic as a guy who's capable of doing that.
Well, she would if he tried to initiate it, she would say that he was on weed and so then he would be totally reject it. Like she had a reason every time for not giving it up. So they weren't even having sex after a while.
Probably you're probably right, but I
I
I
have the
picture
clip. I got the receipts.
okay, I picture him as like she's this savior type. I picture him as going to her like I want to stop this. I want to change this. I want to, and that sucks her in. So it's not like they just met and she went. hey, you'd be a really good dude if you weren't smoking weed or taking kratom.
Hmm.
You know, so
But
you
then
know,
she became obsessed with that and had to, change everything about him. And basically, I mean, if someone says, I don't like everything about you, but you're in a relationship with them, how is that going to make you feel? None
oh,
of this is acceptable. You need to change everything.
right, but it's the chicken and the egg thing to me. Like, did he say all that stuff to her? Like, I don't like this about myself. This is what I don't like, and then she wanted to change it, or did she say to him, "You need to change all these things about yourself"?
I think he mentioned, so I don't know, this is not, I haven't heard her side of it, but that she really likes to try to fix people.
Yeah, I see that. I
I don't
She
know.
said because about the drug, the breathalyzer or
Yeah.
whatever. She said that that was his idea to get that.
Well, he
Um,
probably wanted her to get off his back and stop saying, you're wasted, you're wasted. I mean, I get that. Like, I would just be like, can I just give you some proof here so that you can see that I'm not drunk? You know?
I Yeah, I can see that. And Bo Beardington gifted 5 Schmuel Buckman memberships. Thank you, Bo. Um,
But I
I
doubt
could
it was his. I doubt he wanted that in the first place. It was because of something she was doing. Because she was saying, you're wasted, you're drinking, I know you are. And, trying to find him out and prove that he was. And so he's like, fine, just get a breathalyzer. Get it over with. I'll take it. I don't care. I'm not drinking.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
yeah, it does make sense. I've been on the other side of it. I'm a sober fella, and I don't. I feel like He's got more of a part to do with this than she does. Like, I agree. I agree with you. Like, that would be my first thought. My first thought would be, as not Victoria puts it, like, hey, about get the fuck off my back. And that's one of the ways to do it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if you don't trust me, let's just get a breathalyzer.
Or,
Um,
yeah, you're right. Not Victoria. You're 100% right. It's not a healthy reaction. The healthy reaction would be, if you can't trust me, then this relationship is over and walk away. That would be
right.
the right reaction. But when you have two people that are codependent, they can't be whole on their own, so they're clinging to each other to actually feel whole. They're not going to walk away like that easily.
So it's his inability to walk away
Both. Both of
is
them.
part of it, right?
Both of them. She
Well,
should have
even
said, if you're, you know what, these substances, I'm not comfortable with it. If you're going to do them, I can't be with you. And actually, until you go to AA and you get recovery and you've been in recovery for a year, I don't want to date you. That would have been the right reaction to that also.
right. I just but the I'm not arguing. I don't disagree with you. And I think that would have been the right reaction for her. But I
Mm-hmm.
also think the right reaction for him would have been he should have left. Like,
Yes,
and if he'd had a pair of balls, he would have left. But I
agreed.
think he's afraid to be. It's like he
I think that she showed him enough affection and she gave enough of what he was looking for that, and then she would take it away. And then she would give him a little bit more. She was breadcrumbing him. She'd give him a little bit more. I mean, I wasn't there. Fuck. This is all allegedly, you guys.
right. We're all
But,
speculating. I
but
got it.
yeah, but from patterns that I have seen from other people, everybody comes to me with their relationship problems. So I've heard a lot of this. From what I've heard before, it's like it's breadcrumbing. It's he was getting just enough, but he still wanted more, so he was never going to leave, and that's part of the control that she had over him.
Yeah, look, my feeling would be she showed him a life that he never had, and that was a part of it. Like, he was out. He wasn't stuck on the farm, right? And stuck in his trailer. And he had somebody to travel with and somebody to do things with. And that was, I think that was so much for that's what he couldn't give up, you know?
And I think that's cool, but I also think that he could have done that himself. He could have done that with friends. He could have done that with her as a fuck buddy. He could have never done it. she doesn't get points for that. I don't give her points for that at all.
Well, I'm not giving her points for that. I am what do you call it? I'm taking points away from him. I'm striking him. I'm not. This is it's not like it,
So
I'm
she
not
can do no
Felicia
wrong,
versus
huh?
I'm not no no no. I'm not Felicia versus yes, there are things that she did, but the deal is it's like you're an adult. You're 42 years old, right? You should be able to deal with it. Like you should know at that age, by that time, you should know what you want and you should deal with it, right? Like if those things are bothering, if you're in a relationship that is taxing you beyond belief, you should leave. And it doesn't matter like all the things, the breadcrumbing, all that other stuff. It doesn't matter because you didn't do what you should have done. Right? You
But you
can't
don't
be
see that until hindsight. You don't see that when you're in the thick of it. You don't see the forest for the trees. You are just in it, and it's very confusing and it's disorienting because you have all these hormones that are going off in your body, which they just tell your brain the weirdest things, and you are not fully in control when you're in a relationship, and especially in the beginning. You're not. The hormones really do they do a lot, and they can do a lot of good, but also they hide red flags. They make you crave like a drug. Love is like a drug because it gives you the same hormone fix that you would get if you were doing a drug. Okay, and
he couldn't just eat chocolate.
that's why when you're in the program, they tell you, do not date for the first year.
Right. But
There's
which
a
is
reason because the hormones are just like a drug, and you can easily swap your drug of choice for sex and love.
right.
And that's why
Right.
they
But
have a whole sex and love recovery lane because people do get addicted to it.
right. But the thing of not dating for the first year doesn't really like if you're married or you're already in a relationship when you get into the program, right? You're not going to break up because you're not going to break up with somebody and say, "Oh, we're going to wait a year," because
No, that's different.
they're
That's
not going to
different.
wait for you. Dixon was the center of this relationship. Done. Thank you, Tim's Totality, for the $2. Yeah. I there is so much. What do you call it? I can't imagine how much he had to listen to Dixon's stories.
Did you see the first time that they met, Felicia and Karmic?
Probably, but I don't really remember it.
It was on his stream, and all she did was talk about Pat Dixon. So she went into this with focus on Pat Dixon. And I really do think that a lot of it was to get back at Pat. That's just what I see from I'm looking in from the outside, you guys.
Yeah, me too. So
But
you ever been?
I see that.
Do you ever go on a date and the person that you sit down with and you're like, "Oh, hi, DJ, it's really nice to meet you," and you're like, "Great," and then so what are you up to? And then they start telling you about their ex, and
Oh
it goes
yeah.
on for hours, and you're like, "The
They're in a
fuck?"
court battle against their ex. They're
Yeah,
calling her a cunt. They are saying this, that, and the other. Oh yeah. That is a major red flag, you guys. If you can't heal from that past relationship, why are you even on a date? Please. Please tell me.
because they think they're going to get over it. So Liam 7531 for $2. I think that is actually the Liam of USC fame. They say don't start a new relationship for 1 year.
So if you're
Yeah,
already in one, it's not like you have to end it or anything, but it's don't start a new relationship. Yeah. Thank you, Liam, for
right.
clarifying that. Thank you.
Right. Because that's what I'm saying is like if Karmic got into the program, he would already be in this relationship. Now, there's probably a question of right, how long you've been in this relationship, what does it really mean? I mean, that stuff you might want to talk about like when you first get in, with a sponsor and stuff.
Any good
But
sponsor would have called out this relationship immediately.
hey, Gross Crusaders TV, thank you for the 5 gifted Schmuel Buckman memberships. Appreciate it. Yeah,
Thanks, Ghost
but
Crusader TV.
good sponsors can be hard to find, and there's no sponsorship school, that's for sure.
The
and
sponsor is hard to find.
yeah,
There should be a whole
and
song about it.
yeah, it's what do you call it? I don't know how familiar you are with the program, but it is quite amazing. All right. Well, I don't know. This is something probably going on in the chat. But if Connor 1234 for $2, leave Kevin's wife out of this, Dan. Um, the all right. So we're, what are we thinking? But like so in this it's so weird, the relationship thing that goes on and stuff. So I think you and I both probably agree that Karmic and Felicia were doomed before they got started.
Yeah, I think the motivations that led up to this relationship were not good in the first place, and so that just it was already poisoned before they even got together.
Yeah, it does feel like he wanted a way out, and she wanted somebody that she could unburden, that would listen to our Pat Dixon shit for hours and hours.
Mm-hmm.
So Chris Mack for $4.99. I need some sound drops for my new show. Can each of you please separately say, we must secure the existence of our people and a future for children. For white children. Sorry about that, Chris.
Yeah, no, Chris, you know I'm your buddy, but I'm not gonna say that. So
Yeah.
Pat's coming. Pat's coming.
Nor am I. All right. The final boss is in the background, pulling chats and making sound drops. So let's
hi,
lay
Final
off.
Boss.
Let's lay off those for
Oh,
a
I
little
see
bit.
him right there. I didn't even see him. He doesn't have his camera on. Hi.
Yeah. He. What do you call it? All right. So they shouldn't have been dating. So I want to go back to Chad and guys like Chad and Ray. I'm just using them as examples because they're available. But there are like a lot of other people that you meet in this sort of internet universe, and I'm sure that there are people outside of it as well. And like they seem like nice, normal guys. We got some problems, some issues.
Okay, first
But
of all, you're
are they
already
afraid?
wrong. Comedians are the most damaged, unstable, usually. Okay, it's not universal, but for the most part, they have some shit going on. Will you admit that?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay, so they're already not coming into this game batting very high.
But I am talking not
whatever.
necessarily about the streamers. I'm talking. I'm using Chad and Ray as an example because we know them. But I'm talking about like the people who watch the shows, the people who go to events, sort of the entirety of the universe. Not just the people who stream.
Okay. What about
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like that's what. So some of them look like a Chad. We've already decided that he's kind of messed up, right? But a lot of these guys are like they seem like normal people when I meet them, but yet they're alone. And
they're not ready. They're not ready. And that's I think they are aware of that. They are not capable of being in a relationship. They don't either they want their own freedom or they don't want the hassle or they want their peace or they have there's a million reasons why someone doesn't want to be in a relationship. And I think that being aware of that, that's a little tiny grain of self-awareness. I don't think Chad has that. I think maybe Ray does. I think maybe Ray knows that he's just not capable of sustaining a relationship.
Ray is still hung up on the girl he dated 25 years ago.
Yeah,
That's,
so unhealed wounds, and I get it. Like, you know, honestly, I've been single for a long time because I am not fully healed, and I'm not going to go into a full-blown relationship like that. Bringing baggage and all that. No, there's no reason.
I tend to disagree. But NJ Ranger for $4.99. There's a self-selection element inherent to all this. Felicia claims her therapist okayed the Ron Fuddle. Did you ever love me, gay op? What sponsor? Yeah, no therapist, no legit therapist is okaying that. I mean, I think we can.
Well, actually, there are some that would. There are some sponsors that are just basically there to cuck for you and will tell you, yeah, you're right. And they're not good therapists. I don't promote that. I think that's wrong. But, and what sponsor exactly? Because he didn't go to any program. He just was controlled by, Felicia was his higher power.
Right, but he's saying
she was trying to be his higher power. And
Yeah,
that's
so-
never going to work.
no, it's never going to work. But what NJ Ranger is saying is that So you know the Ron Fuddle, chatting Pat Dixon. So there was a fake person, Ron Fuddle,
Who
and
was
Pat,
Felicia?
who
Yeah.
was Felicia, and Felicia has claimed that um, Ron Fuddle texting Pat or chatting Pat, "Did you ever really love me?" was okayed by her therapist, and so I could see a sponsor saying do that, but I couldn't see a legitimate therapist saying
A
do
good
that.
therapist would never say that.
No, no, I just I can't imagine it.
That's
And
an
look,
old trauma bond that a person has an obsession with and cannot let go of. And that needs to be dealt with, not by contacting that person. They're okay, that person is obsessed. They're never going to get enough closure to be satisfied. And so yeah, it's just that's not a healthy no. So no good therapist would say that. And I don't know if I believe her.
yeah, well, I don't believe her, but that's, but it's funny to me. It's like, there's the old adage of time heals all wounds. Um, and I'm learning for some people, it doesn't, it's like I will talk to guys I'm 64. I will talk to guys my age who, when we meet, they've been married now, they have kids, their kids have gone to college, and they're still talking to me about the girl that they dated when they were 23, and and it would have been so different. And I'm like, and in my head, I'm like, this is insane. Like,
Yeah.
you're crazy, but they can't, they don't let go of it. Mr. Panel Fabadal, didn't this empty vessel who only speaks in cliches just say everyone goes to her for relationship advice, also single? Got it.
Hi, Panhandler.
Wow.
Thanks for the 5. And yes, single by choice, because I know that I would not be walking into a relationship fully prepared to be I'm not ready. I'm not, and I know that. And so I'm not walking into any relationships. So it's by choice.
But do you think you get right? And we don't have to go into you, but I'm going to ask the question anyway. Do you think you get ready by doing it, like sort of getting back on the horse and learning it, and you can guard yourself in a relationship in the beginning, right? You can be clear. You don't have to, see them all the time. You don't have to fall in love right away.
Sometimes I agree with that. Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes I'm like, there's no perfect time for anything. You're never going to find the magic moment, but you just have to kind of do it. But I don't know. I just not there.
Okay. All right. That's cool.
I know that about myself. I'm at least aware of that.
Right, but I wouldn't want somebody to confuse fear for awareness. Like
Sure.
you're afraid to get it. You're afraid to do it because you think you're not ready, and then time is short. So and we don't have a lot of it, and that's that because that's like I've been married now for 14 years in October, and I have my wife. And when we met and got married, a lot of her friends were like, they had all these things they needed to do, and they were trying to find some guy, and they had all these things. And here we are, 14 years later, and many of them are still single.
Uh-huh.
Right? Because they're still trying to find whatever it was that they were trying to find 14 years ago. And, my attitude is almost like, take a risk. So there you go. Easy 123. Does she want to do a trial run with Panhandler?
No, not at all. But I'll tell you why I'm single. I had a man put his hands around my neck and choke me to the point where I passed out. And that was the first time that he put hands on me. And that was the last time. But that was traumatic enough for me that I'm not interested.
Yeah, and that's a frightening physical thing. That's not what do you call it? We're not just talking about, a guy who just, it was a bad dinner and he broke off and and he broke up with you, like
no. This was
or
something else that, yeah. So I'm I know that I'm not over it.
You need to if you do you know who Sean Bowles is?
No.
You have to look up Sean Bowles, and I know that you and Luigi and those guys. Sean Bowles is a fake prophecy guy, preacher guy, and
Okay.
he hears words from God, and he was all around. He just got exposed recently, but he
Mhm.
convinced a woman that God had sent this man to her to marry, and even though she had questions, she did it, and he did um, to her what you had done to you, um, and nearly killed her. And she was in the hospital for a few days after, where they were worried that the swelling was going to choke her, and it was
Mhm.
like we're gonna, But in any event,
Wow.
that's a total,
So it's a book or
totally.
something that he wrote or they wrote? Is it a
No,
book
it's
about
a
it or it's just a true story?
Yeah, it's a true story. Just look up
Oh wow.
Sean Bowles, and yeah, he did a bunch of other stuff too. But
Interesting.
that's the most egregious. Yeah, it's the my sideline is you know the my sideline is the pastor stuff, the fake pastor and all that.
Oh, gotcha.
I always give Luigi
It's
his
fascinating.
yeah, I try to give Luigi his info. I'm the guy that gave you the Canadian guy that has the seizures when the hack ride.
Oh, yes. That guy's
Yeah,
amazing.
he
I
is.
forget what we called him.
He he's he's the best. He's the
Yeah.
best. All
Yes.
right. So all right. So we've established a bunch of things here. All right. What do you know about this Mersh situation?
Well, what I've heard online, I saw the clip of Pod Diggity or whatever his name is, the guy that kind of outed everything first. Did you see
Oh,
that
pot
clip?
awful.
Pod
Yeah.
Awful. That's the guy. I'll forget his name again. I really don't care about him, but he's slimy. Him and Ethan together on that show. God, it was just like, ugh. I needed a shower after I watched that. And so heard that, and then I didn't see Mersh's until today, but I did watch it today. So,
And
and I
do you?
commented in the clipper. It was Dirty Jersey Rat, I believe, that clipped it. Sorry if I'm wrong. It might have
No,
been
there were a lot of clips. And
So
I'm sure
Thorough
Dirty
Joe
Jersey's
Burrow. No, I have it right
right.
here. Let me get it.
And Misery loves clips.
It's Misery Loves Clips. Thank you, Misery Loves Clips. Yes. It was his clip. And I commented that I don't think Mersh is the asshole in this situation.
I yeah. I don't think he's an asshole in this
I don't think he
situation.
looks like an asshole either. He wasn't cucked. He got taken for a ride. He overlooked a lot of things that maybe he could have seen ahead of time. That she's very young, and you get what you ask for sometimes.
Right. Well, she came into she look. She had
She'd
been
already
with
dated.
Ethan. She was with
Yes.
Ethan Ralph before she came to him.
Yeah, I think
So,
yes, and I think one before that.
well, I think that one he didn't find out about until later. That was the Schizo Sean guy,
Okay.
I think. But just look, I have to be honest and say, like, if a girl showed up at my door and wanted to be with me and had just been with Ethan Ralph, I think I'd say thank you and close the door, right?
Yeah, that's one option. Definitely, that's a lane you can take. And I think maybe the reason he hasn't cried, he hasn't. He said that in his live that he hasn't cried yet. Maybe because he really wasn't that invested in it.
Or
I think
that's
he's
what
devastated that it's embarrassing what she did. He's embarrassed. He's mortified, probably. But I don't think that he really loved her, and I don't think that it was. His heart's not broken. He's embarrassed.
See, I disagree. I think his heart is broken because the guy hadn't been in a relationship for 10 or 12 years beforehand,
Mm-hmm.
right? And immediately upon getting into this relationship, he was like, me and my girl, we're going here. Oh, I got to get the chick this. Oh, we got to do it. Like he was all in, like 100% in
Okay, see,
on
so I
a
don't watch Mersh, so I don't know all these things. But from what I've seen, you're right. It could be both. He could be very hurt too. I think more is embarrassment.
Yeah, I think it's probably a little bit of both.
Yeah, you're
And he
probably right.
probably does have some self-awareness. I mean, if you're dating somebody who's chasing e-boys, you got to know that that there there's risks involved. But I'm going to put this up. AB says he claimed he didn't cry, but that he would have cried if the situation was slightly different. Um, I think he said that he got a lot of support from a lot of people, and that's what kept him from doing it. But I'm also, but this is part of my thing is like, this is another guy who's like 42, right? And this girl's 26 or whatever. Um, ha- she breaks up with him, and he's like, "Oh, I can't, I'm having trouble getting out of bed. I'm staying in bed." And then he's dealing with it by going out and drinking and showing us that. And it's like, in my mind, I'm like, God, you're adding to the embarrassment.
I didn't see him going out and drinking, did he?
Yeah, last night he put up a picture of a beer and a shot with dealing with things the way a man does, but I Ubered, so it's okay.
Well, quite honestly, I probably would have done the same, but um, I'm not gonna judge for how he's dealing with it. But I'm looking at this totally from an outside perspective, and I'm not even that. I don't watch his shows or anything. I didn't even know who she was. I didn't even know her name was spelled with a 3, so now I know. And so yeah, I'm probably not. I'm not an authority on this at all. I'm not an authority on anything. Jesus, I'm a human. But I do think that he probably did overlook the red flags, obviously. And when you're 42, you said 42, 43, and you're dating someone that much younger, you kind of got to know what you're getting yourself into a little bit.
You would think, right? You would think, but I I I can tell you as an older man, I see I see guys dating younger people, and they don't get it until it's
They're
too
not
late.
even aware until it's too late. Well, but man, you gotta look at yourself and be like, okay, I'm being superficial, right? I want this chick because she's young and hot. Nothing to do with her personality. I mean, I think, right? 99% of the time, they could give a fuck what she has to say or what she's doing. They're just with her because she's hot and young.
See, that might be panhandler, but I think that most guys convince themselves that they're with them because they're intelligent and they're look, the young and hot, it's the real reason, but in their mind or, emotions or whatever, there's like, she's really smart. She's so much mature than her age. Um, with that, I think they talk themselves into stuff.
For sure. Yeah.
Ray DeVito, the gummy smoker, Canadian $2. Momo Mersh gets support from his training bra. Okay. Um, yeah, but yes, but I do think that and I think there's a lot of like, guys are very, we all want to be big man on campus, right? Uh, To use a terrible term, and so they're walking into that bar with the hot young girl,
Hmm.
like, oh, look at me peacocking, or like,
Yeah.
look at what I have, look at what I have.
And
But
that's kind of superficial, and you're going to get that out of that relationship. What you put into it, you wanted something superficial. That's what you're going to get out of it. That's how I see it.
right, yeah, I mean, look, I agree with you, but I think that I don't know. I think that people delude themselves, and I really believe that um, they talk them that when they're in these relationships, they think that they're much more than they really are. It's like everybody looking at it from outside can see it exactly for what it is,
Hmm.
but the people inside the relationship don't.
How come the people outside don't ever say anything? Well, because if they do, they're usually ignored or like pushed back. If they say, "Hey, this person's not right for you," the person in the relationship is like, "Oh, but they are," and they're blinded. So, yeah, uh, I get it. I
Yeah,
was in a relationship once, and my friend came to me after we broke up and said, I never liked him for you. I was like, why didn't you fucking tell me this while we were together? Even if I hadn't listened at the time, it would maybe have planted a seed at least. So maybe I could have woken up and seen some of these red flags. If you tell someone, if you're a friend, if you're a good friend, you should tell people that. I think.
yeah. It's a tough one, but I also do think that there's going to be a certain number of people that say to you, "Oh, I never liked her for you or him for you," afterwards because they're just trying to make you feel better.
True.
So, and nobody really wants to get. I shouldn't say nobody, but most people don't want to get in the middle of somebody else's relationship,
Right. But
right?
God, looking back, I was like, I didn't even think he was good for me. But I had like convinced myself that it was a good situation. Right? So
I bet
it's the
that
power.
I've
The
been
mind
there.
is very powerful. You can convince yourself of a lot of things and make things just that are crappy, you can make them fit.
Yeah,
It's a
I
big
broke up.
pile of shit, but you're like,
Yeah,
this actually is going to work for now.
I broke up with somebody once, and it was like all my friends and family were like, "Oh, thank God she's gone,"
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, "But I loved her," And I
Of
would
course.
like, it was so fantastic this relationship, and then 6 months later, like looking back at it, I'm going like, "How did I not see that? Like, how did I not see these things?" Premium celebrates 4 months of membership. Bibli has a question directed at Miss Electra.
Sure, ask
Uh,
away.
I have no idea where it is. So, Sam, if you want to put it back up, um, we will ask it. Uh, this is also very funny. Out of types, leave your personal experiences out of this, Buckman. Nobody cares. Focus on your
No,
guest.
I want to hear his personal experiences, honestly, because he is in a functioning, healthy relationship. I mean, I'm just assuming that, so I could be an idiot, but seemingly a good relationship, and like, I think that's great. And so, how do you make it work? What's your
I am not only
tips?
in a functioning, healthy relationship. I am literally accepted by the Dabbleverse because of my other half. Um, I think they all thought I was just a creepy old man in the beginning, and then they met
Uh-huh.
my wife, and they were like, "Ah, she's really cool."
She went to Hackamania with you, right?
She's been to Atlantic City with me
Okay.
twice and Hackamania, and I'm trying to get her to go to the next DabbleCon. Anonymous
Awesome.
for $5. Oh, I have to put this up here. I'm so sorry.
I
There's
heard
a
you were
I'm
a
have,
little protective of her, though, which I don't blame you if you were.
I yeah, it depends upon who the person are.
Hmm. Makes sense.
Oh, thank you for that. Why did hold on a sec. I don't know why it's not. Should be.
Is it a super tip?
You, did you hear that super tip?
I heard barely. Is it at the
I
top?
Yeah, it's up. No, it's up at the top. It should be there. They've been working. Hold on a second. I just gotta. Um, they did some update or something the other day, and ever since they did that, um, I can't take them down once I put them up, so I have to actually close
Close
I'm
it. Oh, yeah.
closing and then
Sometimes
reopening it.
you might
So
have
I'm
to relink it. Yeah.
Yeah, I redid it. Let's just see if it works this time.
It looks like your shirt says PP skills.
Thank you, Anonymous. We did get that one.
What did it say? PP skills?
Yeah, but it is my PP skills, but it just says my people skills are just fine.
Oh, that's cool. I like it.
It's my tolerance to idiots that needs work.
Perfect.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't have much tolerance either for idiots.
No,
I do actually, because I had to as a nurse, but that was painful, and I'm glad I don't have to do that anymore.
Yes, I can sympathize with you. I was a medic in the military a long
Oh,
time
wow.
ago, and so yeah, dealt with a lot of really stupid
Wow.
people. All right, Sam Bibley's question: Electra, why did you get booted off Puzzle Factory Saturday night?
Because that's what Papa Kill does. He just does that. He mutes people, he boots them, he mutes them, he boots them. Mute, 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 mute. Boot, whatever.
Gotcha,
Not,
gotcha.
yeah.
I'm
Probably
a
won't go up there ever again, so.
I'm a Clown Town guy. So,
Shout
just
out
kidding.
Clown Town, definitely.
Clown Town, big
I'm a
big
Clown
dub,
Town gal, so yeah.
big W. I'm sorry, I just lost my train of thought there for a second. Oh, I'm old. No, so yeah, so I brought Cookie with me to AC and stuff, and when people met her, they were like, "Oh man, she's cool," and so that was good. And then they knew I had a life outside of this, and I wasn't just
Yeah.
some old creepo who was showing up at events, hoping to chat it up with young men. Um,
I'm
so
also glad that's not the case. And yeah. So does she watch any of the Dabbleverse stuff, or she can't? She can't deal with it.
she doesn't. The only Dabbleverse stuff she ever gets is when she'll go to an event,
Okay.
and will tend to listen to me talk about it. But I do. I'm aware enough to see the eye roll.
Her eyes
And
glass over. She's like, ugh.
yeah,
Not listening anymore at all.
at all, and move on. And but my favorite thing about her is that I will say something about, like, a stuttering John or a Chad or a Kevin Brennan or something like, and she will be like, why are you surprised like, I can't believe you're surprised at that. Like,
I know.
they're behaving exactly the way you would expect them to behave. So
Yeah.
why are you,
When people show you who they are, believe them, because they will do it again for sure.
yeah. All right. So the deal, going back to all this stuff with me, my thing is that look, these things there's always a possibility that a relationship could end. I don't anticipate this one ever doing that, but I just learned to be myself. That was the hardest part. Like, not trying to be what I thought I should be, or who I thought I should be, or trying to make them happy. Um,
So if you
you
want to
know,
cry, you're gonna cry in front of her.
yeah, I don't cry, but
Okay. Well, that was just an example, but okay. So you found someone that could tolerate all the good and the bad in you.
yeah, but we talk about it, right? So it's like, if there's something that bothers you, you talk about it. Now, she does call me the girl in our relationship because I'm the only man she knows who has emotions. But but that's the deal. We talk. It's like, that's the thing. Like, yeah, for me, in past relationships that went bad, it was like, there were things like, say, red flags or stuff that bothered you, and you just kept putting them away and
Yeah.
and moving them to the side and ignoring them, and then that tiny little thing becomes this major thing. Oh my God, you're going to cut your toenails now, you know, and I, and I, and I want to blow up. So it's like, let's, we will talk about that stuff, and not necessarily do it at the moment, but talk about it. Like, say, I know you like to put things away, but you keep moving my things, and when I go to look for them, I can't find them. And like, could we not move things? And then
That
there
could
was
be
like,
annoying. That could be annoying for sure.
it was super annoying, but it was very interesting, because what happened was, she got a basket for me, and because she didn't like me sprinkling stuff around, as she calls it, like leaving stuff all over. So whatever of mine that was sprinkled somewhere, she would take it, and she puts it in the basket. So then I always know where to find it. Solves my problem, and it's not laying all around. Solves her problem.
She sounds like a smart lady.
Yeah, she is. I don't know why she's with me, but she is. And but that's the kind of stuff, because in the past you would just get mad at each other, And we still do things that annoy the shit out of each other. I smoke cigars that drives her absolutely crazy.
In the house, I've noticed, or were you in a garage?
No, I smoke them. I have a business, so I do smoke them in my office
Oh,
when I'm
okay.
alone.
Gotcha.
So, but I'm not. I did look. I can't say it, but I did smoke in the house once. She was in Australia for a month, and I thought, oh, well, I get the smell out before she comes back. I was wrong.
She smelt it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
They do smell
I-
strong.
And I'm doing the old like, it must be my jacket, you know. He's like, whatever. So we took all that stuff out and washed it, and the room still smelled. I wound up painting the room.
It was
That
that bad. You couldn't even wash the paint. Like you couldn't wash
that
the walls and get rid of it. You had to paint it.
that solved the problem. Well, I didn't know it at the time, but I do have stuff that can get it out. But yeah, and look, it's not that important to me.
Life hack of the day. What's the stuff that gets it out? all need to
Odor
know.
break, odor. It's called, I think it's odor side smoke break, BRAKE.
Okay.
But it is a process. I have learned. It's not just there is nothing that will just get smoke out. It takes, like, I had to do my car, and you got to like vacuum. It's like a whole process to do it. And so it's like, but there's nothing that you're going to spray that's just going to like magically get rid of it. Now, if you were renting an apartment and the person before you smoked and you were the landlord, yeah, maybe spray it with that stuff, the day before anybody comes in, and they won't notice it for a day or two. But, other than that, it'll be there. But that's the kind of stuff. I do love the people that are like, just smoke outside. Yeah, I know. I get it. I get it. It's it's also,
Well, now
sometimes
everybody else hates smokers, so you can't even barely smoke outside.
oh man, it's crazy, right? I was at a place not too long ago, and it was, somebody did the old sign tap, where they tap on the sign, and the sign said no smoking within 50 feet of the building. And,
So you just walked 40 more feet away.
no, I kind of stayed where I was because that's where
You-
the ashtray was.
Oh well, they put
They
an
had a-
ashtray there. Hello.
That's what I said. They got a smoker's pole here. What am I supposed to do? But I don't I don't smoke as many as I used to. And the truth is, I was very, very nervous when I started doing this streaming, and it was nerve calming, right? So
Sure.
it gave me something to do. So now I just hold a Sharpie and make notes.
When I first started my radio show, I used to have to take 2 shots of whiskey before the show, and my voice would still shake. I just had so much, like, because it was live, and I had so much stage fright, I guess, whatever you want to call it. But
I had terrible stage fright. Like on stage, like live on stage. So I was doing open mics in New York
Oh, really?
at one point, and then it was like, and they were great. They went really well, and then I was like really getting stage fright, and I don't know why. And so I would like, I'll have a couple of beers before I go. But then it was like a couple became a few more, and I just found myself like getting fat and drinking too much. And the stage fright wasn't really going away. And so I was like, the solution was to stop going on stage and stop doing it. And I was at the Rodney's gig with Kevin Brennan. Have you heard about this one? Not the Stuttering John one, but
the
they had
last one that happened, yeah.
yeah. And Brennan calls me on stage. I had nothing, but I got up there and I tried to do a quick reading of John's divorce papers because I wanted to pay tribute to reading legal documents on stage to Stuttering John.
Nice.
And it
Were
was
they
awful.
just there, or you had them in your pocket, or
I had them on they were on my phone, and I had
okay.
10 seconds to walk from the table to the stage and think of something to say.
Well,
And so it was like, oh, these are here. Now, unfortunately, they were just pictures, so they were really hard to read. It wasn't like it was a document. But the only thing I accomplished. I don't care what anybody else thought of what I did. I accomplished. I was like up on stage. I read these things, and I wasn't afraid. I had no stage fright, and I was like, that's all I wanted. I never thought I was going on stage. Never planned on it. Wasn't, didn't think it was going to happen. I shouldn't even say I didn't think there was a possibility of it happening. So it was like, wow, I got pulled out. I did it. And it was great. Like I was really happy.
Well,
And
good job. Nice. That was well done.
yeah. So, and I thank Pat Dixon because Pat saw me go up once and I was on stage for probably 10 seconds before I got off. And I got so nervous and I just blew everything off. And Pat is such a nice guy. And he's like, Yeah, that mic was a problem. I can understand why. I was like, thanks, Pat. Thank you, Pat.
Aw.
That was very nice of you. All right. I don't think we've solved any of the relationship problems in the Dabbleverse. Um,
Hmm.
but what are your thoughts? My last sort of question here. What are your like overall thoughts? Have you been to any of the events? Have you met people? And more I imagine you've met probably some of the streamers and stuff, but have you met a lot of the viewers and people like that?
So I've only met one of the streamers in person. I've met streamers from other kind of communities in person, but from the Dabbleverse, only one. And and I haven't been to an event. I was planning to go to Hackamania. Things didn't work out, so uh, I'll try probably next
We
year.
almost made Dave Sauer get back in his car and go back to LA because you weren't there with him.
I know, right?
It was like, we saw Dave. Everybody was asking him where you were.
Aw.
And he said you weren't there. And we were like, well, you can leave, Dave. We don't really need you
Bye,
here
Dave. But
for
then,
that.
then he's like, I got cocaine. You're like, okay. Just kidding. No, he didn't even have any of that. Anyways, but yeah.
Was-
I will probably go next year, I think. I really wanted to go. I wanted to be there. I had FOMO for sure. I was like, oh, I was just sad
They-
that I
it-
didn't make it. And I
it
wanted
was-
to play poker too.
It was a ton of fun. I mean, I really enjoyed myself. And the fact that I won $3,300 playing bubble craps didn't hurt either.
Not too shabby, Schmuel.
So second year in a row. I think next year I'll go back and probably lose. I'll probably lose a ton, but it was cool. And that's like sort of the interesting part of this. Like when I hear people shitting on Hackamania or shitting on the people, and you're all a bunch of losers and all that stuff, and you meet these people in person, they're really nice and they're really a lot of fun. And it's like it is really, I hate to use the word, but I will, community. You know, and they all have an interest, and you do realize that most of them are not crazily parasocial, stalkers. I mean, there are a few, but for the most part, they're not that. And it's just people you meet, you say hello to, and have a few drinks with, and it's nice to see them every now and then.
That's good to hear. I like that. I think there's some great people in the Dabbleverse. I really do. And there's probably, equal amount. Maybe, do you think there's equal amounts shitheads to good people?
I think the shitheads have an outsized influence. So I think it's actually a very small group of people.
But they're just relentless, huh?
Yes, that are relentless. But I also think you mentioned earlier pot awful, right? And I think I'm agreeing with you. And if I'm putting words in your mouth, tell me. I thought it was pretty gross what he was doing about having said he'd gone in there and done the thing with her. So he's a thing, from what I understand, that goes way back, and the trolling and all that shit is part of his brand. And even like a lot of the Red Bar stuff, I know that's heresy of trolling and going after people. I think Red Bar is talented, or was talented, or I don't know what you could say, because I've watched some of his stuff, and it is there is talent. I don't think the pot awful guy is all that talented. I think he's got a nice radio. He's got a voice for radio, and lots of sound effects. But what I think is that the people that we have in the Dabbleverse that are dickheads are mostly wannabes. Like they think of themselves as mini pot awfuls or mini Red Bars or mini Kevin Brennans,
Well, I think if you need to take someone's personal text messages that they sent you and you need to broadcast them on the internet for everyone to see, then you don't have anything else better to say. You don't have any content. You have to use somebody else's private text. Like, fuck you.
Right. And if you're a person, though, that's also watching that and going, oh, that's good, there's something wrong with you as well.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And
Agreed.
and that's the part. I do enjoy it, but it's like it is funny because with the trolls that we get, and some of them are horrible. I had a guy yesterday saying that he was going to put up my real name and real work address and all this other stuff, and I'm like, I am like paint dry my regular life, and so. But why? Like, what does that do? What does that do for you? And a few years ago, somebody put up a picture of my house
Mhm.
on Twitter, and you're just like, I'm like, what do you get out of that? Like, why would you do that? Why would you take a picture? I can't understand. Like Cardiff, who I've been friendly with for a long time, don't know his name, would never ask him, right? I don't
Mhm.
even ask people for their phone number. It's just like,
Right.
because if it gets out there, I don't want to be the guy that they thought did it.
Sure.
You know,
I think
but
that these people get some kind of power move out of it. They think it's a power move, and um, yeah, I was doxxed in another community, and whatever. Like, great. So you have a fake DJ Electra YouTube channel. Cool. Like, I just didn't react enough, and so I think they gave up. They were like, well, she's not reacting, so.
yeah, look, there is uh, there's a most trolls are considered people who just want a reaction. Like that's their goal,
Mm.
is to get a reaction. And then there are some others that are just, they're basically insane. Like they can't stop themselves. They're cataloging you, they're writing everything down.
Mhm.
And it's like they know more about you than you know about yourself. But a lot of the ones that I get or have gotten in the past, um, who troll me are like, they're looking for a reaction. And then if you do react, even with intelligently react, like, I don't really understand why you're doing this. It's you're then coping and seething. So it's the, they want the reaction, but then when they get the reaction, they're slamming you for reacting. And I think the thing is that you have to like, your level of reaction has to be appropriate. Um,
You have to be
or
very secure with the size of your penis, Schmuel, to accept that you don't have to react and correct the record with these people. You
and
know what I'm saying? You don't have to correct the record. You don't.
correcting the record never works. I was,
No.
back when when the ESO thing broke, right? And people were like, well, if you just put out this record, if you just put out that record, if you just did this, we'd believe you. If you just did that, we'd believe you. And you know that no matter what he put out, there was always going to be something more that they wanted.
Hmm.
And and that's the thing is if you're doing something to just get a reaction, you're not doing it to get the answer to the question. You just want a reaction. So it's just going to be okay, you're going to answer the question, and then you're just going to get asked another one and another one and another one. And you just have to be, like you say, you have to be secure enough to not worry about it or,
Hmm.
to react about it. And I will say, I'm going to bring this up because we're talking about trolling and all this other stuff. Um, Watching like the steel toe arc over time, that's kind of like the amount of delusion that I see in some people that blows me away. It's like when I see like somebody whose world is collapsing around them, but yet they're on stream telling me how great they're doing and how wonderful everything is, and there's no fact to back that up. It's like, how do you do that? Like, I wonder about those guys. Do they lie in bed at night looking up at the ceiling going, oh, my life is a living hell? Or are they
Yeah.
in there going like, yeah, I'm doing great.
I don't
Doing
think they
great.
sleep well at night, Schmuel. I really don't. I don't.
Yeah, I don't know. Unless they're, but I do. I wonder if a guy like Aaron is just totally delusional. Like he really thinks that,
Possibly.
it's going well, or a stuttering John. Who, that's it.
It's
So
possible. Jules has a question for me. She says, "How many communities have you been through?" So I help people produce their YouTube shows, and I help them set up their backgrounds and get started with their intros, all that sort of stuff. So I don't know. I couldn't even just whoever reaches out to me and asks me to help them and do the work for their shows. So that's what I do.
I saw recently you were helping Deb, right?
Yeah.
And so she was really thankful for that. Are you EVMux or StreamYard or both?
I mean, I can do both, but I use EVMux.
Yeah. So I had talked to Hackride. I just know you guys are from the same area, and I know you're from the Blind Mike Show. But the one thing with EVMux that I really, really want them to do is when I send a link to somebody, I would like to be able to send the link with a time, with an appointment time, like to send the link and say, like, I'm sending DJ Electra the link and say,
And
You know,
only have it allow them in at a certain time.
not even allow. No, you don't have to. I don't. Not about allowing them, but just to say, hey, 7:45
Like
or
appointment card
8 o'clock.
with it.
Yeah, because it's like, excuse me, it's really annoying when you say, like, I'll be, all right, I'm going to go live at 7, and you'll have 3 or 4 guests, and everybody comes at 7 o'clock, and you're like, and I tell people like what time they should come on, but it's different when you're sending out that link, and if it were there, it would be so much better. But
Well, you can't
That's m-
send a second message that says the time and date.
I do that. I did that
know.
with you.
I
I
know
did
you
that.
did.
I did that with you, but for some reason, people see the link, and not. I think the link might pop up by itself, and that may be why. But who knows? That's just my
They pop up in 2 separate messages, but yeah.
yeah. And so my
There's a lot of things that I would definitely like to improve with EVMux. And you can go down in the bottom right-hand corner, there's that little help button.
Mm-hmm.
And if you type in a question in the AI thing, then at the bottom, after it answers it, it's going to say, get more assistance or something from, and you go in there and you can talk. Like I talked to the actual engineers that built EVMux. Roman, great guy. I've talked to the owner in a Zoom call. Like we had a meeting because there were so many things going on when we first started using EVMux that it sucked that we were like, okay, we just need to have a meeting, and they fixed pretty much all of them. They're really good.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
I
Or
can't
they'll
imagine.
either help you figure out how to make it work, or they will change their program to fix it for you.
One of the things that I dislike about them is that they don't have a tutorial, and that a
Right.
lot of their tutorial videos are 3 and 4 years old,
Right.
and the program has changed so much since then
Yeah.
that you can't find things. But look, we don't need to be talking about which
Talk shop.
which platforms we prefer. I'm just lucky that I can get on here and and get through with sound and just amazing stuff. So would you like to do your plugs, my dear?
Sure. You can find all my links and socials at djelectrafry.com. I'm big fat retarded tits isn't gonna get you there. You got to go to djelectrafry.com, and my YouTube channel is at djelectrafry. And I do shows over at Hack Rate Studios as well. So check that out. We have a show coming up at 7, so in about an hour, we're going to be going over, it's our penultimate episode of Unboxing Riley Martin, one of the Whack Packers. You know him, you love him, the alien guy. So definitely, if you want, check that out. It doesn't matter what episode you tune in, you'll still laugh. It's freaking hilarious. So, and thanks for having me on. It was great
thank
talking to
you
you.
s-
We had
thank-
never talked together, so I don't think we'd streamed together at all. So it was good.
No,
talking
I
to you.
don't. I don't think. I think we've like crossed paths, but never actually were on a stream together. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, she's so interesting. I and Louis, I very friendly with Luigi,
Yeah.
and
Love
talk to him a
Luigi.
lot. And he writes, and he's always singing your praises. So I was like, yeah, we've got to have her on. But I also thought this would be interesting because I figured you'd have an opinion about the dating and the relationships, and so
Yes.
we've established that Chad should not be dating.
No.
Mersh has handled the breakup better than we could have expected,
I think
and
so.
yes, and many of you guys, DJ will say that you need to fix yourselves and then start dating. And I'm saying, get out there and do it, and let the process work for you. learn it as you go.
We
But,
can agree to disagree on that one. But I did do a 3-hour stream before this called Dating is a Crime in the Dabbleverse. And so if you guys do want to go check that out, I had Blind Mike on and Casey Jones. He's not Dabbleverse, so I had to explain the whole Dabbleverse to him. So I don't know if you ever want to hear my horrible explanation of it, but he got to be introduced to a lot of these people for the first time. So that was interesting. And yeah, check that out too.
is that on, what channel is that on?
DJ Electra Fry.
All right, cool. I put up the link before
Thank you.
before we go, and very cool. Thank you so much, DJ. We will see. I'll be talking to you soon.
All right.
All right, take care.
Salute.
All right,
Hey,
bye-bye.
where are you, David?
All right. I hope you enjoyed that. I know I did. Let me pull this up here. Share, copy, and putting the link up there. And all right, so I put that up there. I look, I enjoyed that. Da, 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 da. Unbanned Josh Danny fan. She just did a 3-hour stream on something she just spent 90 minutes proving she doesn't know about. No, she does. People disagree, man. It's like relationships are super, super fucking hard, for a lot of people. Some people are just super easy, and for other people, they're really hard, I don't know why I put that back up. I put this up in the chat. That's the link to Dating is a Crime. That's cool. And all right. Boss, hit you can hit a few drops. Thanks, buddy. Peanut butter 66. Show those titties, Buckman. I don't have any, unfortunately. I mean, I wish I did. I could like walk
Pat's
around.
coming. Pat's coming.
Pat's coming. He's coming. Just my own little opinion on all this. The I'm real. I know that like going after the Felicia thing is popular and she's controlling and she's all. I don't disagree. I mean, I think I agree 100% with with everything that everybody says. Where my difference lies is that Karmic is a 42-year-old man, and it's time to be an adult, right? And if these things are happening, if a chick is trying to control you, if she's leave. You leave, and you don't fucking come on and like, oh, she's got a stinky pussy, and because it's all it's crap. And I'm sorry for me, it's hack, and there we go. Should we? I don't know what I'm trying to. Hold on. DJ, are you still here, or is that my imagination? All right, hold on. Oh, okay, cool. Oh no, I usually spend about 10 or 15 minutes chit-chatting with the chat. So you're welcome. You're welcome to stay. I felt bad because I know you're doing your own you're doing another show.
Oh, I
didn't
have a
want to
few
keep
minutes.
you.
I was just sitting backstage, just listening to you end the show. I just wanted to hear how you ended it.
Oh, okay. So normally we'll talk with the boys, and I'll give my my opinion on stuff, and
Shut up, Schmuel.
and we'll get the karmic voice, the ever-present Karmic. But yeah, no,
Let's
I'm just
talk to the final boss. I've never talked to him before. Final boss.
Will you talk to us, boss? Boss, come on. He's very shy.
Oh, he messaged me in private chat and said, "You're still backstage." I know. I was listening.
Oh, he sent me the same thing. What do you call it? We met the final boss at Rodney's in Manhattan. He showed up, and what a good guy! Like another one of these good guys, nice guy, young guy, funny, personable, all the things that I was told he wasn't. I had been led to believe he was like this giant fat guy, sitting munching on Cheetos incessantly in front of his computer, and it's like, oh no, he's like a legit guy. He may his sexuality may be questionable because he did have a diamond stud in each ear and a nose stud, but you know,
I
there's
think we're
nothing
past
there's
that.
nothing
I don't
wrong
think
with
that's a sexuality.
there's nothing wrong with
thing.
that.
Shut up, Schmuel.
I know, I'm
Shut up, Will.
just breaking his balls.
But
But
you can't believe everything you see. You can't even believe everything you hear or see. So, yeah.
oh no, I don't look. He's been we've been getting along for quite a while. But he when we first started to communicate, he was a little bit afraid of me. He didn't
Well,
trust
those
me.
eyes, I don't blame him.
Can you imagine? He was like, I
Crazy
think he thought I
eyes.
was sent by somebody else. But it was really weird because I had sent him. He was supposed to come on a stream and he didn't show up. But that's neither here nor there. But he was supposed to come on a stream, and I wanted to talk to him before he came on.
Uh-huh.
So I sent him a contact photo, right? I put it up on the whatever, and he was like, I had switched from like an iPhone to an Android, and the picture was like from an iPhone, but I was calling him from an Android, and he was convinced that this was I was going to get him. That this was he had detected an anomaly with which he was going to be. Yeah, and I was just like, no, I just, the iPhone had the number in it, but my iPhone is my work phone. So
Your
that was
chat
it.
is really sweet, by the way. I really like your chat.
My chat is the best. Would never be here if it weren't for them, but we've always had a very cool chat.
Awesome.
And I have a reputation of
Well, they
my
want to
chat.
talk behind my
not being
back, so I'm going to leave now.
Cool. Well, you do that. We're going to. I want to watch your. I'm looking forward to your dating show. And did you see the unbanned Josh Denny fan comment
Which one?
when you were in the back about spending 90 minutes? You just spent 3 hours doing a show where you just spent 90 minutes with something you don't know about.
Oh, yes, I did see that comment.
So I thought that was pretty funny.
That was good. That was a good
oh,
day.
l-
Thanks, unbanned. Was it unbanned Josh Denny?
Yeah, unbanned
Fan
Josh
or
Denny.
something?
Yeah, like he is one of the consummate trolls, but he is actually one of the funniest people on here, right? If you can put up with his occasional shitting on you or biting comment, he's actually really funny.
Sure.
And then
Haze away. I don't scare easily. Like, haze me
Yeah.
all you want.
Liam, can we get more home cleaning stories? $2. Thank you, Liam. I just bought foaming Clorox today. The old
I
trip
think I
to
might have said something in my show about maid fantasies or something. So I don't know if he heard that. Maybe that he might be referencing that.
See, is that shit real? Like the maid fantasies and the
Yeah, sure.
okay.
No, it's still on X. So DJ Electra 777 on X, the boob post is still up there, but I deleted it off my computer. So I don't keep all my raw files all the time. I can't believe actually I deleted that one because I kind of like it, but I did. So, but I can always get it back because it's on my X, so I can just download it again.
All right. So let me ask you a personal question, which you don't have to answer. The nursing thing, do you still do that, or are you pretty much full time in streaming and stuff?
I retired in 2019, late 2019 from nursing due to an
Okay.
injury. I tore
Oh.
2 tendons in my ankle. I had to get a cadaver tendon put in my ankle, so I'm literally the Walking Dead, and yeah, couldn't go back to work.
Because I was going to say, I saw those breasts, and they're way too young to be retired. So that was I was trying to put that together. What kind of nursing?
So I started in surgical sub ICU, and then I specialized in interventional radiology, which is like the cath lab. You know, where people go for when they have heart attacks, they go to
My
cath lab.
angiogram and
Angiograms,
yeah.
angioplasty, yes, but
They-
we do it for the rest of the body, not the heart. So cath lab is for the heart. We do the brain for strokes. We do all the rest of the body. And so I specialized in that, and then I went into pediatrics and did that for a while. And then I was injured. Yeah. On the job. So fuck that.
Oh,
But I miss it. I really do. I would be a nurse still to this day if I could.
It's
I miss
well, look, it's interesting. I think it's it's like the worst job in the world. I mean, it's the best and the worst. It makes me crazy that the person who took a 15-hour class is called a nurse, right? And the
Excuse
woman
me?
with a bachelor's or master's, they're also calling nurse.
Wait, who's called a nurse that took a 15-hour class?
Well, when you see the CNAs and the
Oh, they're the nurses' aides. Okay, so
Yeah.
it's more than 15 hours. They do go through some schooling, and they are priceless for the nurses. Shout out to all the CNAs out there. Priceless. And, oh my God, NJ Ranger. Do not make me laugh at that, NJ Ranger. Not laughing. I don't even know Anthony Cumia. What was I saying? I forgot. But no, they're not nurses. They are sometimes mistaken for nurses, but they are nurses' aides. But they are priceless. Like I could not have done my job without them.
Yeah, my end of it was look, it was 30 something years ago, but I was in the military, the nurses, it was just the way the doctors treated them,
I
It was
treated
like,
them back the exact way they treated me.
yeah.
I
And
would talk back to them the same way that they talked to me. And you know what? They never did it again. And then they would come and ask me to take care of their patients. Then they would come and ask me to fill in at their office when they didn't have a nurse. So you got to put a boundary sometimes. You got to be like, hey, fuck, don't talk to me like that.
Yes, the woman that I dated just prior to meeting my wife was a nurse practitioner. So, and very cool job. She'd worked on the cure for hepatitis C.
Trial?
So,
The trial?
the trial, yeah, they were doing it in New York.
Yeah.
And it was
Amazing.
all, yeah. Well, what was even more amazing was the amount of old rockers.
Yes,
that were
I've taken care of a few of them. I live in California, so yes, I cannot tell you who, but
Yeah.
I have taken care of a few of them, and thank
Yeah.
God there's a cure now because I was a nurse well before the cure came about. So, yeah,
Right. But I just remember like one who whatever at the time the insurance wouldn't pay for it. It was like $275,000 or something for the treatment. Yeah. And the guy was like, "Yeah, I'll pay for it." I don't want to be dead. And you're just like, it's just funny because it's
so great
inconceivable.
that the rich people can pay for it, but the rest of us are not able to. Like, fuck that. The whole healthcare system's screwed. It
Yeah.
really is, and I don't know the answer though, so I'm not even gonna talk about it.
Yeah,
anymore.
I don't look. I don't know the answer either because
No.
But guess what? The chat will have the answer. They'll tell us what.
Brack has the
what it-
answer. The cure or the cure? Well, the answer
Uh-huh.
is always the cure.
All right.
And depressed mode. Thank you.
We are supposed to believe that she had to retire due to her ankle. There's no nursing job that is 90% sitting on your ass, right?
Unbanned Josh Jenny fan, come to my channel, and next time I see you, I will tell you the rest of the story. There is more to it. You're right. I'll tell you the rest of it though. I'm an open book. I don't fucking care. Actually, if you ever watched Hack Ride Studios shows, you would know.
So
They
that's
probably
the
hate Hack Ride, so everybody. seems
that's
to hate
the
Hack Ride.
answer, Josh Denny fan, is to go and watch Hack Ride's channel, learn the history, and then you'll come back, and
Okay.
we can answer those
everybody-
questions.
I know you guys are just, I know you like me. You just are just hazing me. But I will leave so you can have your time with Schmuel.
All right, thank you very
it's
much.
important.
That's great. We'll go do your show, and you're unboxing Riley Martin, the penultimate episode. And penultimate is one of the words in the English language that does not, it should not mean what it does.
I like it.
Oh, I love it too, but it's like, it's better than Ultimate.
It
Right?
does sound better than Ultimate. It should be like awesome Ultimate. It should be.
Yeah.
It should be
Or they
like sub Ultimate, but it's penultimate. It's a
right.
cool word. I don't know. I
Or
like
they
words.
should come up with a better word for ultimate that's like, better than penultimate or something. But there
All
we
right,
go.
Schmuel.
All right, enough
You're
wasting
cool,
time.
buddy.
Bye.
You are cool. See you later.
See you later, kid. Bye. Thank you very much for coming on. All right, guys. That's it. So let us wrap this bad boy up. I'm glad I took a little bit of time off, and we'll have to do that again. But the good news is next week, the cookie be gone. If you can hear her in the background yelling, cookie be gone. So we'll have some some more time to stream, and let's just see what we're doing here. I wanted to look and see if there was a redirecting that I could do, but I don't think you guys would be happy with me if I redirected you over there, so I won't do that. Where are we here? I'm sorry. Shit. My little thing. Electra has more Carmichael photos hang up in her apartment than I do somehow. It's very funny. Yeah, I don't know how whatever. I was going into my thing. Look.
Shut up, Schmuel.
Thank you, boss. Look, to me, Karmic, giant pussy. He could definitely do. I don't know whether he's talented or not. I don't know what the deal is with him. I know that all the stuff relies with the guitar and the music and all of that other stuff. But look, man, I hope the guy makes it. You know, for his own good. But I just I don't see it. I think it might be a good idea for him to get a decent job. Um, and then I feel bad. Look, I feel bad for Mersh, but at the same time, I'm like, look, you knew what you had to know what you were getting into. But it does make sense to me now that he got so mad at me over like sort of innocuous little tweets. Um, because there must have been stuff going on behind the scenes that I was not aware of, and that's the deal. And okay, oh, we put up the. Hold on, let's. Um, I know you guys are you screenshotted it, put it back up in the chat. This is the. Once you see this, you'll want DJ Electra on all the time. Uh, Pretty cool. But thank you, NJR, for doing that. All right. I da da da. He should have known what he was getting into. Yeah. I mean, you're dating a chick that came off the Ralph thing. She's e-girl stuff. And look, I don't blame the guy. I probably would have done the same thing. I hadn't been in a relationship in a really long time. She seemed to be attractive. She was sweet. But it's like you got to know that it's not gonna go anywhere. But it's kind of what I was saying earlier with other people when we're talking about dating with DJ Electra is learn from it. Learn from the it's training. It's like practice. So now you got now that that's over with, you got to get. My attitude is just get right back out there and use some of the things that you learned, and get something new. A lot of those Switch games are $69.99 or even $79.99. I have no. Oh, I do know she got the Switch, right? Uh, she be e-boy crazy. That girl e-boy crazy. She is. Yeah, and it's kind of strange, I gotta say, because it's not. There's like e-boy crazy, but it's like, wouldn't you want to up your game a little bit? Like, I don't know. It's like the e-boys that you got don't seem to be like they would have been all that much of a challenge to get. But then again, who knows? But then also too, if you were going to date e-boys, wouldn't you want to date somebody that was making the money? You know, um, had lots of shekels, didn't need uh, well, you know what I'm saying. I don't want to. I don't want to do that. Um, Buckman like them old freaks with little experience under their belt. No, man. But look, if you're 42 and you're dating a 26-year-old, that could work, right? But a 26-year-old who claims to be autistic and is into like stuffed animals and bunnies and shit, come on, man. You know that ain't gonna that ain't that's not really gonna go. I heard Stealth is gonna fly Ice Dancer out to Japan to get Nintendo headquarters try out Switch 3 prototypes. Um, I would not be surprised if Stealth suggested something along those lines. The thing about Stealth that I find so funny is like I've when you watch him where he's been caught like trying to slide into somebody's DMs or get some bro and he's like no and he gets very upset about it, but even when he's in conversation with him you can hear him. And I have no idea how well it served him in his younger life, but the problem is when you get old, as I am, um, it starts to get creepy with younger women, right? Like flirting all the time. It's just, you know, I don't know. There's a certain amount of it that like, oh, you look great, you're pretty. That kind of stuff is fine. But when you start talking to them about their lives and what they're doing and what they're accomplishing and how well they look, it's a little fucking weird. All right, unbanned Josh Jenny fan, wouldn't you want to up your game a little bit? Says the guy who brings on guests as crutches no matter how boring they are. Well, unbanned Josh Jenny fan, I think we disagree. I thought that was a great interview. I enjoyed the shit out of DJ Electra. And a lot of this for me is my way of getting to meet people and interesting people. Yeah, some interesting, some not. But DJ Electra, that was great, man. And I'm sorry that you didn't approve, but uh, we do have other people here. Ice Dance are going to be seasoned by the time she 30, says premium peanut butter 66. Um, yeah, I don't know, man. It's all very strange. It's all very strange to me. Um, the analog to my life would be uh, the girl that with the people that you hung out with, like the softball team, and they showed up with one guy and by the end of the season, they'd been dating three of them, you know? So there we go. How much is the Switch? We're talking about it like it's a new Buick. It was like $500, right? And it's not like, yeah, I wouldn't look. I guess what I was trying to say, Shades Cal, is if I were going to hook up with e-boys, um, not that not that there's anything wrong with that, but if I were going to and I were a girl, I mean, I would hook up with the e-boys that would not need to like have a GoFundMe to get me a Switch, if you know what I mean. Um, so yeah, I don't even know what that means. All right. Um, new DV couple. I like it. Uh, yeah, I don't know and I have to ask, I did ask the question, the Scampoli question, like, I don't know, guys. If this chick came knocking on your door, would you be opening it? Like, I don't know. Easy 1 2 3. I don't even know what she looks like. If we're talking about Ice, she's attractive. She's cute. Um, very cute. Unless, of course, the pictures are altered. But she looks like a cute girl. So, but I just can't. Like, I couldn't imagine that. Get whatever. Anyway, I'm going to end this stream. I'm going to get the hell out of here. It's been a great night. Thank you all. We will be back on Thursday with a surprise guest. I will be on with Husey tomorrow night at 6, assuming that his back is better as well. He's melting out, and he promised me he would be on tonight, but I know he was on shit tons of pain medication. So luckily, we got DJ Electra, and she's an amazing guest. And let's put up, thank you, Chris Mack, always helpful and handsome. Gentle Loves, the sweetest woman in the Dabbleverse. And Brack, hearing KB simply mention the Switch 2 made me laugh. Oh, look at that. Somebody bought Rover. Holy shit, Rover. Jesus Christ, Rover. Thank you so much. Rover 4353 bought us 20 Schmuel Buckman memberships. Thank you. Really appreciate that, Rover. Pretty amazing guy. And to think I met Rover at Hackamania, the second one, I think, a year ago. And he was a big Aussie guy fan. And so we got it in. The guy rubbing it in Mersh's face after being friends for 15 years is pretty snaky. It is, right? It is, but I don't know, man. So, it's always a question, right? So if you liked a girl and, and she was dating a friend and she wanted to date you, would you turn it down? I mean, I don't know. That's the kind of, I, I don't know. I don't know. But it just seems to me like this chick, in my mind, I would be labeling as trouble. And she's always been very nice to me. She's always been, well, nice. I mean, online and whatnot. But yeah, I find I find texting to break up a relationship to be a pretty shitty thing to do. And I know she's a chick, but I would still say it's cowardly. So there we go. His wrestling stream was kind of fucked up. I don't even know anything about that. But Shades Cal, I'm always glad that you're here. Another one of those. Trouble and chaos can be fun, Schmuel. I agree, but it doesn't feel it doesn't feel like to me like that would be trouble and chaos. It just, I don't know. It there's something. Trouble and chaos are cool. My concern would be my level of trust. Now, if it was just a fuck buddy thing, hey man, all good, no problem. But I do feel like she does kind of like, there's something about her getting these guys to like fall for her that's more. Gentle Loves, I'm total chaos. Chaos, I love. Genta, but I'm a married man and I'm old and I'm ugly. But no, chaos, trouble, all that shit, right? All that shit is fine. But there has to be trust, and if there's no trust, then we're done. And Levyverse for $5. Thank you, Bob. I like the Buckman love line. Yeah, I'm going to teach all these young people how to do it and how to do it right. And if you've met Cookie, you know that I'm hitting above average. That's for sure. So there you go. But in any event, look, Schmuel's rule number one: get out there and do it, and like keep going. When I'm telling you, well, I'll save it for another day, but I think we need to get out there and do it. I heard a like static electricity shock, so I think it's probably a good time for me to end my phone. Mint Diggity depends on the friend too. If he's a creep to her, maybe Merch just treated her like gold publicly. Mint, anything is possible, but I don't think so. I, the dude definitely seemed like he was into it. And look at this, Genta, my queen. Yes, Genta is a queen. Um, but Mersh seemed into it. So right, like yeah, Mersh couldn't stop bragging about her. So that's the tough part, man. You know, I don't know if you've ever been in a relationship where you're like, you can't believe you're dating this person, and you're like telling everybody and your friends, and then you find out that she's been screwing half the universe behind your back, and you look like an idiot. Kind of brutal. Kind of brutal. All right. All right. Enough. Enough of this. AI tells me that I should not be solo streaming. So there you go. I did. By the way, I did. I took a transcript, and I'll talk about this some other night. But just to get it started, I took a transcript of the show. I took three transcripts from random shows of the 219 that we've done, and I put them into Claude to ask Claude to review them. And Claude was pretty fucking brutal. Let me tell you, he makes Unbanned Josh Jenny fan look like the nicest guy on the planet. So there we go. No, I'm not taking. Don't be stupid, Josh. Sorry about that. Oh, you're taking advice from me. No, no, no. I did it. I was doing it yesterday, goofing around because I wanted to see. I wanted to see what it was. I just wanted to see what it said. And but no, I'm not taking advice from it. I actually, what I use AI for when it comes to the stream is the some setup stuff, like some checklists. But I do like it for, not that I ever do them, but if I do a topic stream, I will do. Sometimes it'll give me like a history of somebody that lays out that's really good. But it also the one thing that it does give me is it gives me an in-show reference and a checklist, a pre-show checklist, which normally has worked towards keeping the sound better, except I fucked it up tonight because I did the checklist long before I came on. Claude works well with spreadsheets and analytics. It actually does. It's funny because the other day I needed a spreadsheet for work for my real job, and instead of making it, I just typed into Claude to ask Claude to make it for me, and it fucking did it. It was amazing, and so Claude told you not to solo stream, and you refused to solo stream, so I believe it holds no sway with you. Whenever I refuse to do solo streams, my friend, and aren't I here doing a solo stream right now? So there you go. It's interesting though. I was talk about it another time. I do like looking at shit. Like I like trying to get into the analytics, like in the algorithm and stuff, and the listening to some of these YouTube people, like and it's funny. Boomers are selling us out to AI, just Jules. It ain't boomers selling you out, man. It's unfortunately it's here, and it ain't the boomers selling you out to that one. But I'm telling you, if I got to tell you what I thought the problem was, or part of why AI is, what's happened over at least my time in business, is back in the day, you used to have a person you could talk to, right? And you had an individual that you could work with, and they would know sort of your story, and you develop with them over time. And all that's been replaced now. So it's like what happens now is you no longer have, like I deal with a bunch of companies. You no longer have like the one person at the company that you deal with. You deal with all sorts of different people all the time, and you have to go through bullshit before you finally can get to the person. So the relationships end, and then it's like, well, why wouldn't you go to AI? Because and to give you an example, I work with a company where the decision maker has now been placed behind a wall. So you have to call. We used to have direct access, and depending upon and obviously depending upon your value, the more access you got. But what they did is they took everybody, and they put them behind somebody else because they said they were wasting too much of their time. So now I have to like you have to try to re-explain things to others. We're not allowed to. They don't give you an email. It's just crazy. So I really think what happened is like when you lost that. Any loyalty that you had to anybody, I know this is all boomer complaints, right? Any loyalty that you had to anybody disappeared, and so there we go. Anyway, enough, enough. I can't believe things are worse than I imagined. Wow. Hoorah, I thought Joe Burrow clipped the Virgie stuff too. Did Virgie really know? Is that the deal? So, all right, I gotta go. Good night, guys. It's been a blast. We'll see you on Thursday. But tomorrow.